Hi, I'm Maryjo with Fourth Dimension Healing in Stillwater, Minnesota. I am also the director of the Center for Crystalline Healing Studies, as well as the host of the Ask, Learn, Heal podcast. And below this video, you will find links to all of those aspects of the kinds of services that I provide. So whether you are looking for individual healing sessions or you're looking to expand your understanding of and knowledge related to energy healing or crystal healing or Reiki, please take a look at the links below this video. And in my podcast, I offer a variety of different episodes related to self-care, wellness, energy healing, crystal healing, and light language. So do take a look. I am hopeful that you'll find something to support your healing journey. Today, I would like to talk about a question that I was asked related to what kinds of gemstones can be helpful to really help calm that overactive, busy mind that we have at the end of the day that makes it difficult for us to fall asleep. Now, you may not have that issue, or you may really be able to relate to this. So whether it's a long-standing chronic issue that you deal with, or if it pops up from time to time, there are always times all of us have some difficulty sleeping. And so I want to talk a little bit about some stones that you might find helpful. And just before I start, I wanted to let you know that every one of these stones that I'm going to reference today, I also have Rock Talk videos specific for those stones that you can find on my YouTube channel. All you have to do is click that little hourglass icon and a little search bar pops up, and then you can go ahead and type in whatever it is that you have a question about, and you'll be able to see which videos I have talked about that. So let me know if you have difficulty finding that information that you're looking for, and as always, reach out to me with questions, because that's also another opportunity for me to answer that question in the larger format and post it as a video to support others as well. So when it comes down to addressing gemstones to help with sleep, I'm going to talk about some overarching concepts that I think you'll find quite helpful. And one of them is that we have an overactive mind. It's thinking too much. And so we are going to be wanting to take a look at stones that resonate with wind element energy. And I have a video about all of the different types of elements that I work with: earth, fire, water, wind, and storm. We are particularly working with wind when it comes to the brain space that's overactive. And we're also going to be working with a lot of earth, because that helps to ground the properties of the stones that I'm going to be sharing with you. And I think that that will unfold a bit as we move through. So one of the first stones I want to talk with you about that I think could be really helpful is serpentine. So serpentine is an earth stone, so it kind of connects that earth energy, yet it clears and balances all the chakras, because just as its name implies, serpentine, it's like a snake, and it kind of weaves up from the earth all the way up through all of our chakras, helping to clear that entire chakra column and be able to help us get balanced. Because once our energy field is balanced, we do not have trouble sleeping. We will fall asleep naturally, because that's what our body would naturally do when it is able to shift into that state of rest and repair and relaxation. So serpentine really does connect with this heart energy and the mind energy. And so when we have an overactive thinking brain, maybe we've been really busy all day, or we have a project, or we had an argument, or we're working on something, and we're just churning. If we can help that energy shift down into that heart space and be able to just kind of be and dissipate out of that heart space of compassion, that can help that brain naturally calm down. And with the serpentine, it's pulling that earth energy up so that all the chakras are getting clear. So that would be one that I think could be really helpful. I just wanted to show another example. This is a larger piece of serpentine, but you can see that it's got a variety of different shapes that it comes in, and is really, again, helpful for supporting that overall chakra flow and getting that brain activity calm and into the heart so that we can rest. Okay, so that's one. Another one that I want to talk about is Charoite. And again, I have videos on all of these. Charoite is has a fairly complex mineral structure. It is a wind element stone that also connects with all of the chakras, the earth chakra, and in this case, again, the heart chakra. If you've listened to me talk about Charoite before, you've heard me say that I work with Charoite absolutely every day. It's just one of those stones that is part of my daily crystal healing wellness work, the practice that I do. It really helps to ground spiritual energy, which is what we are working on. And spiritual energy comes in through the crown chakra, moves down through that brow, and we're going to bring that right down into our heart. So if we're having difficulty sleeping, at least my experience is, I lay there, I cannot get to sleep. Now I'm starting to worry about, am I ever going to fall asleep? Now I'm thinking about, how long have I been laying here waiting to fall asleep? And so I can kind of get into this little spinning, rethinking, retelling this, oh, I'm not sleeping, I'm never going to get to sleep kind of message. And if we can get that into that heart space, it can stop that, because we fall in again to that place of compassion and of just allowing ourselves to rest. So Charoite would be one I would really encourage you to consider working with. And the gemstones that I'm going to be kind of working with today and showing you, these are good representations of what I have available in my online shop, and the link for my online shop is also below this video. So whether you're looking to explore where you might be interested in purchasing something, or you simply want to learn more about the gemstones or crystals that you currently have, take a look at my online shop, and you can just search by element and by the specific type of stone. Okay, so that was serpentine and Charoite. Now another one that I want to talk about, and this is a really helpful one, and again, they're all wind element stones, is fluorite. So fluorite is very much about clearing that mental space. And that is a lot about the brow and a lot about the crown. We really don't have any earth in this particular stone. We have a lot of mental clarity, which is what we're looking for. So the one thing I really like about fluorite being a wind stone is that it really does come in a variety of different colorings. And so you can work with fluorite to align those colors with the different chakras if you want. And so you'll notice that it's very common to find green within fluorite and purple within fluorite. And those are the greens at the heart chakra and the purples way up at the top. So I think this was the piece I had just a moment ago. You can see this is a piece of actually rainbow fluorite, because it has a variety of different hues available, and that has to do with the different minerals combined with the fluoride. It also is, to me, a very important wind stone to work with, because it has a isometric structure. For just a minute or a moment, I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is a piece of pyrite, and I only have this pulled out right now as demonstration. So this is isometric. It is a cube, and this is how it grows. So when you look at this cube, you can see that it's got a solid base, it's got structure. When we're working with wind element stones and wanting to ground those wind element stones into our body so that it can have a physical effect, and in this case, overactive mind is keeping us up. If we can work with a wind element stone that has that cubic isometric structure, that can be kind of like a win-win. And that's what fluorite does. So here's an example of a piece of green fluorite. You can see this particular piece represents some really nice angled cubic structure. That same structure is within this piece. It's just that we'd have to look microscopically to see those shapes. Here is another example of a way that fluorite presents. It's in an octahedron. These are natural octahedrons, again available on my website, so you can take a look and see and learn a little bit more about them. So if we're working with fluorite, keep in mind that the structure of the fluorite is going to be really helpful in kind of that anchoring those wind supporting energies down into our brain space. There's a final stone that I think is really helpful to answer this question about addressing the busy monkey mind kind of overactive aspect of mental processing when we really want to kind of wind down. That is Sodalite. So Sodalite really is a wonderful stone that helps support a connection with the subconscious. And so when we're laying there and we can't sleep, we may not even know what it is that's keeping us up, but there's something churning in the background. It's kind of like with your computer, you know it's doing an update or doing something in the background because it's not maybe working and running quite as well as it sometimes does. And it's just that there's a lot of energy going in the background. That's where Sodalite can come in. So particularly my sense is that if you're having difficulty sleeping and you're not even sure why you aren't sleeping, but you just can't seem to stop things, perhaps Sodalite could be helpful for you. It really is a wonderful wind stone that helps us address those subconscious issues and helps us connect with our intuition. Here's another piece as an example. It comes in different colors and varieties. Now, the really nice thing about the Sodalite is it also has an isometric structure. You can't see it in these pieces I've been demonstrating and holding up for you. And yet it's got that same kind of anchoring effect that the fluorite does. So we get that wind clearing and anchored down into our physical body. So those are just 4 gemstones that I think could be really helpful. We've got the Serpentine, we've got the Charoite, we've got the, I have to look, oh, what am I missing? Fluorite, Serpentine, Charoite, and Sodalite. I think that's them. I'm looking right at them and I probably misspoke, but it is what it is. So anyway, please reach out to me if you have questions because these are stones that can help. And if, for example, I'm going to just pick this one up again. Something like this could be really nice in that it could sit maybe on your bedside table or some place within a couple, 2, 3, 4 feet of you when you're resting, because the energy kind of reaches out into the energy field and our energy field reaches out a little bit too. And when we get a sphere, that means that that energy is coming off in all directions. And I have a video about working with gemstones of different shapes, so you may want to check that out too. So it's just a simple little run through of fluorite. I'm looking at them now: fluorite, Sodalite, Charoite, and Serpentine. Reach out if you have questions. I'm more than happy to answer an email. You can chat right through my website. That's a fabulous way for me to get that message right away and get back to you. For now, check out what I have to offer. Go ahead and check out some of the other videos. If you like what you see, tell somebody else about these videos, because I really want to help demystify crystal healing and support you in whatever way I can to really embrace body, mind, spirit wellness. For now, I simply wish you many blessings. Be well.